The starting point for this piece is a phrase from Louis-Auguste Blanqui, who was a French socialist and revolutionary of the 19th century. But he lived quite an unfortunate and unhappy life. Instead of taking part in as many revolutionary activities as he would have liked, he spent an awful lot of his time in prison formulating very interesting theory about the idea of infinite universes and infinite return. So the idea is that if things have not quite worked out in his own reality, in his own universe, there was another universe where everything would have worked much better. So it was from Blanqui that we took a start phrase, which was all that one might have been in this world, one is in another. And?
Yeah, and we wanted to create a poem that I suppose has that sense of randomness, the idea that your life could have turned out any other number of ways, some better, some worse. And we were inspired by this poet you may know, a guy called Matt Welton, and he has written this poem called I Must Say That At First It Was Difficult Work, where he takes that phrase, which is by Raymond Roussel, and creates all these versions of it. He does 36. We've actually written 52 versions of our lines. That's at least a third better than him. And so, for example, his variations on that line, they're kind of they replicate the rhythm, but they also replicate some of the rhymes. So the phrase is, I must say that at first it was difficult work, becomes a mushroom that occurs in deciduous woods, and my cousin whose burps are not usual burps. So that gives you an idea, but we've done it with a phrase from Blanqui, and we've written them all on 52 cards, 54 because the jokers are included, and I've shuffled them, and now I'm going to read it.
All that one might have been in this world, one is in another.
Luring bright children with sugary words, preheat the oven.
Bourbon will likely help us rehearse, so says the drummer.
Tories are lighting the streets to hell, which just got hotter.
Bask in the light while the citadel burns. See what you discover.
Orwell liked to say, greed is a curse, while sipping Rioja.
Hospital nights in the key of the ward, songs of the respirator.
Authorities like to breed more control, forever and ever.
Every new life is a greedy howl, like we're in it together.
Orbital bring the beat and the wobble, let's drop another.
Falling from skies of abstemious birds, a single green feather.
So many mice and fleas run around, but don't know each other.
Lop it all off, right here on the floor, no need for a doctor.
Laudanum lightens the boyfriend withdrawal, which would you rather?
Ormolu tigers creep in the woods while I play my zither.
Pour in egg white and cream and then churn, work up a lather.
If falling in love with a reticent girl, don't expect to recover.
There in the height of queasy concern, the face of my brother.
Score me some white, some green, some purple, I'll eat any colour.
Hell hath no heat like a court adjourned, or will rise for your honour.
That vodka bites like eels, now I've learned, was all he could stutter.
Father is only asleep in the hearse. Give him a minute.
Torturers try to speak only in verbs, but get in a muddle.
Spores of nightshade cling to our fur. Let's punish each other.
Foil the wiliest schemes in the jail, but don't blow your cover.
Out on the high seas we quarrelled, and it only got rougher.
Calling all brightly lit teens in the mall, yes, it gets better.
Unless you die in extremely good shoes, it's not worth the trouble.
Authors who type in seedy chateau, may their praises be uttered.
Put all your slices of cheese in the hold, not the overhead locker.
How to entice the treasonous voles, perhaps bread and butter?
Oranges ripen as breezes turn cold, glowing like fever. All that one might have been in this world, one is in another. Forces of night are freezing your soul, you're all of a dither. All that one might have been in this world, one is in another. You'd really like to see what it's worth, your auntie's stuffed otter.
Horses take fright as the teasels unfurl, then whinny in clover.
Wandering blindly as sheep from the fold, we nibbled the heather.
How many crimes of the bees go unsolved in difficult weather?
Autocrats sigh for extremist roles and then can't be bothered.
Flowering brides are teasing the gnarled in dresses of rubber.
Our love like driving a jeep in reverse. Look over your shoulder.
Organists mind if you sleep through the verse, then rise for our Father.
Scorpions live by a clear moral code. Hide in the slipper.
Dawn of the mighty green-legged swarms seeking human blubber.
Warned of the nightly screams from the woods, we kiss in the open.
Poor though our sight has been since the war, we can see the future.
Wondering why you were sleeping so hard, we floated in ether.
Torville tried to bite Dean as she twirled. They still took the silver.
Bore me to shite with tedious verse, call me mother.
Orbs of light haunt the queen in her pearls. She longs for amnesia.
Children ought to be seen but not heard, then grow up bitter.
Orchestras violently needling her skull, she winced with a shiver.
Plant this magic bean in the field, it lifts you to heaven.